Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here. Now with Horizon 5 being set in Mexico, Horizon 4 placed in the UK, Horizon 3 set down under where I live in Australia, Horizon 2 situated in between the borders of France and Italy, and the first Horizon title which started it all based in the United States of America in Colorado. Across all 5 games, we've had a pretty good range of unique locations and visited quite a few different continents. However, there is one major continent that has eluded this entire Forza Horizon series, and I'm sure by now long-time players would have probably imagined or even expected that a Horizon game would have been set somewhere here already, and that is of course Asia. Now ever since Horizon 3, whenever Playground Games would announce its next succeeding title, a huge portion of the community would not only anticipate that the next game will be set in Asia, but more specifically be based in the country of Japan. Now I suspect that the decision to not already have set a Forza Horizon game in the land of the rising sun is due to many reasons or even restrictions from the country itself, which I've talked about on this channel before, but it shouldn't stop Playground Games from planning a title in an Asian country other than Japan, as there are a huge selection of different places that could truly make the Horizon series feel different. Well, it turns out in the past, Playground Games has already once planned for a Forza Horizon game to be set in Asia. Now, if we wind the clock back to 2012, where it all began with the first Horizon title, Colorado wasn't actually the only location the game was supposed to be set. According to a few data miners, inside the hidden map folders of the E3 demo were 3 different height maps. Yes, 3 different height maps was discovered. Now just quickly, for those that don't know what a height map is, in simple terms, it's essentially data that's collected for elevation modeling. So one was of course Colorado, the other was La Spezia, which I will get into later on in this video. However, the one I do want to talk about right now is Sabah. Now Sabah is a state in Malaysia situated on the northern parts of the Borneo Island, and my goodness, looking at some of the images of this place, I can't imagine how interesting the original Forza Horizon game with all its graphics and features would have been if the game was set here. The contrast between the ocean and the rainforest looks beautiful. The main city of Kota Kinabalu or even some of the smaller towns like Tawau are amazing with interesting architecture, along with many spectacular mountain roads too. Horizon featuring Malaysia would have been very different with its tropical setting as opposed to the desert of Colorado, where everywhere just seems very dry. Now this is where things get even more interesting. Remember before how I said that there was another height map which was named as La Spezia? Well, on the retail version of Forza Horizon, inside the hidden folders, there was actually an unused map that was discovered, and it included many different locations that we have never seen in a Horizon game before. This map had places from Liguria through to Tuscany, which are all regions of Italy, and the speculation here was that this unused map was most likely an early concept of what we know today as Forza Horizon 2, as of course that game features many areas of Italy as well. So not only could we have gotten Colorado, but also the possibility of Italy and Malaysia all in the very first Forza Horizon title back in 2012. Imagine how awesome that would have been. It would have also completely changed Forza Horizon as we know it today. And what solidifies this idea of multiple locations within one single Forza Horizon game is that also within the hidden folders, there was a small icon that was discovered which looked like this, and it was named as airport.xls, suggesting that much like how we travel to a Horizon expansion today, there probably was an airport icon somewhere on the map of Colorado, and once you go there, you could either travel to Italy or Malaysia or vice versa. Now, I can speculate as to why this never happened. One, maybe the Forza Tech engine paired with the Xbox 360 hardware was probably a bit too much for the console to handle. Like, how are they gonna fit all of that data in one disc? As remember, back in those days, the disc itself contained most of the data, and maybe the game engine just couldn't run efficiently with such a huge project as well. Another reason is perhaps time restraints. Playground Games was founded back in 2010, which is around 2/3 of the life of the Xbox 360 console, and I would assume that they began working on the original Forza Horizon game right away, and if it would have taken Playground Games 3 or even 4 years to make the multiple location Forza Horizon, it would have been too late, as the new next generation Xbox would either be close to releasing or released already, and to launch such a big project on a superseded console would have been a disaster revenue wise for both the developers and Microsoft, which is why I think the developers cut the idea of multiple locations and just focused on Colorado. So this then begs the question for the future of Forza Horizon: should Playground Games resurrect this old concept and introduce multiple locations for the very first time in Forza Horizon 6 as the base title? I certainly believe this will spice things up within the Horizon series. I mean, look at the Crew Motorfest and Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. The developers are creating a near one-to-one scale of Oahu and Hong Kong Island respectively, and that is quite big for an open world racing game, whereas Forza Horizon 5's map is just not comparable at this point anymore, and I think they need some serious catching up to do. Now, I'm not saying to change their formula of designing a map. I am completely fine with Playground Games' concept of picking certain areas from one country that they want to showcase and montaging it onto a fictional design, but perhaps the one location or country per game has ran its course after 5 titles, and we learnt with Forza Horizon 5 that sometimes a bigger map of the same location doesn't necessarily mean better. They now also need to somehow keep up with their other open world racing rivals, as judging by what has been showcased thus far with Motorfest and Solar Crown, if Horizon 6 doesn't do something different and just rely on one location, it could spell disaster, especially if the design of the fictional map is horrible. So to be different and evolve the series, perhaps introducing multiple locations in one Horizon game will not only make the game much more exciting, as now you can travel to different parts of the world, experience various different roads, sceneries and architecture, but it will also offer something completely unique than all the other open world racing games. And on the side note, yes, I am aware that technically Forza Horizon 2 was set in multiple locations, but I'm talking about countries that are totally different from one another. The only downside is perhaps in between each Horizon title, it may take longer than 3 years to make, as once they do go multiple locations, I can't see the series ever going back to just one. But look, for example, if Horizon 6 included 3 epic locations that are vastly different to one another from launch, surely it will give the title a lot of game life. And with the series already being a live service title, all they have to do is introduce new cars that the community wants to keep the title going, and with the help of Turn 10 and Forza Motorsport as well, I genuinely think this is all very possible. I know I'm making it sound very easy, and trust me, I am aware of how difficult game development is, but remember, Playground Games and Turn 10, who are backed by Microsoft, are a AAA game studio, so if there are any big ideas, these are the guys that can pull it off if they want to. I mean, they already flirted with the idea over 10 years ago, but we will see where the future of the Horizon series goes, with Forza Horizon 5 looking like it's going to introduce yet another awesome update with Series 20 high performance, and with the old creative director no longer present, could this now be the possibility for Forza Horizon 6? I know I didn't get into full details as to how this could really be achieved and all of the limitations and possible restrictions, but of course this is just an idea. But anyways, share us your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you think Forza Horizon 6 should have multiple locations, and if so, where would you like to see the game to be set? Or is one location perfectly fine? Anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video and found it very interesting, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it really does help me out. And of course, if you guys would like to stay up to date with everything Forza Horizon 5 related, be sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.